Hey, welcome to Storytime with Will. I'm Will Sarris, voice actor, audiobook narrator. Today we're going to be reading a classic tale, Ricky the Tuft. This one's fun. Long ago, when elves lived in mushrooms and fairy godmothers granted wishes, a little prince was born. He was very short and cross-eyed and had a great big nose. He was called Ricky the Tuft because he had a strange tuft of hair on the top of his head. Ricky's fairy godmother decided to do something to make up for Ricky's ugliness. She touched him with her magic wand and said, "You may not be a beautiful baby, but you will be the smartest, wisest prince in all the land." And then she gave him one more gift. "When you grow up," she said, "you will be able to give wisdom and knowledge to someone you love." And so it was. As the boy grew, he amazed everyone with his wise words. Kings and queens from far away came to hear what Ricky the Tuft had to say. "He is the smartest boy in the world," they said. The day that Ricky turned 6, the queen of a nearby kingdom gave birth to twin girls. One was as beautiful as a spring day. The other was ugly as a frog. Now, these two princesses had a fairy godmother too, and she told the queen, "You shall see how fair nature is. Your beautiful daughter will grow more beautiful each day, but she will have no sense at all. On the other hand, the ugly one will be so smart and wise that no one will notice her ugliness." And so it was. Although the first princess's beauty was breathtaking, she could not even count to 10 without getting confused. In fact, no one paid any attention to the beautiful but dumb princess. Men were attracted to her at first, but they soon left her to listen to her ugly but wise sister. On the princess's 16th birthday, the beautiful one refused to have a party. She would not even blow out the candles on her lovely birthday cake. She just sat in the garden and cried. "Oh, I wish I had less beauty and more brains," she sobbed. Soon her fairy godmother appeared. "Why are you crying?" she asked. "Everyone likes my sister because she is so smart and wise," said the pretty princess, "but I have no sense at all." "I cannot make you wise," said her fairy godmother, "but I can give you this special gift. You shall be able to make the person you love the most as beautiful as you are." The princess was not too sure about this gift. She didn't see how it could solve her problem. And by now, she had an awful headache from trying to think so much. So she went for a walk to clear her head. Soon she saw a very ugly young man wearing magnificent clothes. This, of course, was Ricky the Tuft. He had fallen in love with a picture of the beautiful princess and was on his way to meet her in person. He was thrilled to see the princess walking through the woods alone, but he soon noticed how sad she was. "How can someone as beautiful as you are be so sad?" he asked. "Oh," said the princess, "that's easy to answer. You see, I am beautiful, but dumb. If only I were smart, I would be happy." Ricky the Tuft looked at her with loving eyes. "My fair lady," he said, "dry your tears. I have the power to give wisdom and knowledge to someone I love. That someone is you. I can make you smart, but in return you must promise to be my wife, for I don't think I will ever love anyone as much as I love you." The princess wanted so badly to be smart that she agreed right away, without even thinking. As soon as Ricky touched her hand, she felt her brain begin to grow. All sorts of ideas flew into her head. She found that she could explain complicated ideas with ease. She was brilliant. "I will come back in 1 year to celebrate our marriage," said Ricky the Tuft. "Farewell." the news of the princess's newfound wisdom spread far and wide. Handsome young noblemen from all around came to see her and ask for her hand in marriage. But alas, the beautiful princess could not find a single one to her liking. None of them was as clever as she. One young man after another came to visit the princess. "They are all so dull," she said sadly. The ugly princess could not help laughing at her sister's problems. But the king was worried. "Will you ever find a man that you can love?" he asked. "Perhaps," said the beautiful princess, "but I haven't yet." As the year went on, the princess forgot all about the promise she had made to Ricky the Tuft when she was still without sense. One afternoon, she went to the woods to try to relieve her sadness by writing poetry. Soon, she found herself in the very place where she had met the ugly prince. Suddenly, she heard people singing. She peeked through the bushes and saw servants preparing a grand feast. "What are you doing?" she asked. "We are preparing for our prince's wedding," said a servant. "And who is your prince?" "Why, Ricky the Tuft, of course. He is to marry the most beautiful princess in the world." At that moment, Ricky appeared. "Oh, how lovely you look," he said. "I see you remembered our wedding day." Then, in a flash, the princess remembered the promise she had made. "Kind sir," she said, "you gave me what I wanted most in the world, knowledge and wisdom. But this wisdom has made me very hard to please, and now it seems ridiculous for me to marry someone who looks like a toad." "Is there anything about me apart from my ugliness that you do not like?" he asked. "Well, no, I suppose not," said the princess. "Have you met anyone else as wise as I am?" asked Ricky. "No, of course not," said the princess. "Not only are you smart, but you are also kind and loving. You have been very good to me." "In that case," said Ricky, "you have nothing to worry about." Then he kissed her hand. The princess felt a warmth in her heart. "Perhaps you are right," she said, giving his hand a squeeze. At that moment, Ricky the Tuft's body began to change. His huge nose began to shrink. His eyes uncrossed. He grew taller, and his face became very handsome. It was just as the princess's fairy godmother had promised. The princess had the power to make the one she loved become beautiful. And so it was that the prince and princess were married. As the years went by, Ricky the Tuft became even wiser and more handsome, and the princess became even prettier and more intelligent. Some people say that these changes were not caused by magic at all, but rather by love. For as every elf and fairy godmother knows, everything is wise and beautiful in the one we love. This must be true, for even the ugly princess met a prince whose love made her a ravishing beauty. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this story. Listen, like and subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment on Facebook. I'd love to hear from you. And until next time, please stay safe and stay healthy.